chain on my wrist, for real. LV on my chick, for real. Waco taking risks, for real. Went through hell to get to this, for real. I'm not puzzle making lists, for real. I stay low and stack my chips, for real. You keep looking for a flip, for real. That's not wealth, that's rich, for real. 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 Really real. Really real. Really real. Really real. For real. For real. For real. For real. No liens on the whip, for real. I get bored, I take a trip, for real. Take a loss, I never trip, for real. Been in shock, I'm not a lick, for real. Don't trust the soul, it's on my hip, for real. Make a move and you get hit, for real. No pictures by the crib, for real. Can't let them know just why I live, for real. 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 Really real. Really real. Really real. Really real. For real. For real. For real. For real. Plain Jane on my wrist, for real. LV on my chick, for real. Waco taking risks, for real. Went through hell to get to this, for real. Trendsetter, I got style for you. Ain't seen you at the top, it's been a while for you. Big you up and they look down on you. Take one loss, no one's around for you. I won't stop, no, 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 no. I won't stop, I won't stop. I won't stop, no, 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 no. I won't stop, won't stop. Yeah. I'm so handsome. All in Carmine's with my Benz, ooh, I'm so fancy. No romancing. Got my baby and she right, she make you vanish. No time to play, got book dates. Had a plan, only had to wait. Always knew I'd make a way. Send a bill, they send a pay. Keep it real, keep the record straight. Keep it real, no time to fake. All authentic in my own lane. I am me till I'm in the grave. Trendsetter, I got style for you. Ain't seen you at the top, it's been a while for you. Big you up and they look down on you. Take one loss, no one's around for you. I won't stop, no, 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 no. I won't stop, I won't stop. I won't stop, no, 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 no. I won't stop, won't stop. Ooh, never panic. Get a worry, send it up and then advantage. I can't stand it. Out of order way you move and see you scrambling. On offense, no defense. Still strong, no weakness. Used to say I wouldn't beat this. Now they wish they could beat this. Table set, now tables turn. God's plan, don't say a word. Know the price, cause I know my worth. My time, get what I deserve. Trendsetter, I got style for you. Ain't seen you at the top, it's been a while for you. Big you up and they look down on you. Take one loss, no one's around for you. I won't stop, no, 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 no. I won't stop, I won't stop. I won't stop, no, 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 no. I won't stop, won't stop. SOS. 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 I got you, yeah. SOS. Thought you was a threat. I do real life, do no tip and tap. On the internet, we don't do that. See, I've been a threat, and I've been a vet. Thought you knew that, we don't catch a check. switch, yeah. See me moving, yeah, I glow up. Every time I show up, I can flip my switch out. They act like they know us, but they ain't no dog on big dog. Asking if it's still a flex. Say they better go ask Booyah. Never think I'm gon' check. Better pull up like woo. Come to place and I'm the best. I ain't worried about none who y'all. 24, no rest. Stand on business, I'm too tall. Thought you was a threat. I do real life, do no tipping.
Yo, man. Sheesh. That is insane how they make it like that. Okay, we're all good. Hope you're all well. Good morning to all. Now I can see I'm all systems go. There we go. Now we seem like we are working here. My apologies for being a little late. I had some messed up thing. My whole software went a bit rough. But now we're back. Good morning, I choose red 3. Relax, bro. I haven't even done stream intro. And already you're on choosing? You don't even know the analysis yet. Need to relax. And my mouse is playing up. Okay, let me now fix my mouse. Give me a sec. There we go. Low volume? Yeah, everything's messed up. Zoom volume is fine. Zoom. How about now? How's volume now, guys? Let me know on YouTube. How's volume? Let me know volume now. Ugh. No one's answering? Hello, YouTube chat. Maybe now they can't hear me at all. Some people saying it's normal, some people saying it's good. Man. It's audible, yeah, audible, but how loud? On Zoom it's good, it's soft on YouTube. Right now it should be super bad. Now the audio should be very bad. Now do this. Boom. It should be better when I do this. But you guys are saying it's not better. Perfectly fine in China. Now it's okay? Okay, there we go, there we go. All right, finally, let's get started. Let's get started. So, let's have a look at the calendar. Today is going to be Wednesday, so we have pretty heavy news throughout the day. My volume is almost on 70%, then put it fucking 100, man. Come on. So, yeah, looks pretty heavy day. It's Tuesday today, it is, isn't it? Yeah. Man, too much this morning, man. This morning I woke up, everything on top of everything. It was crazy. But USD news, otherwise it's clean. You have to eat the mic? No, I don't want to eat the mic. Yeah, pretty clean here. What do we have? Tomorrow's the heavy day. PPI today, we have that at 5:30. So pretty normal to have that type of stuff during a session, of course. If we're looking at what is happening here, let's have a look at daily time frame first. Big bullish close we had yesterday. So finally, it's actually a very good sign. Very good sign that we are out of the range. Okay, this is a very good sign. 4-hour time frame, very, very nice 4-hour close as well. Back above this previous 4-hour range. We look like we are going to get some direction today. Upside is, of course, in the question here. Very limited bottom wick. This previous 1-hour close bearish. So we should put a 1-hour here. And now looking at 30-minute time frame, close doji bullish here at the bottom of the range here. 15-minute time frame, close bullish. Did tap this previous 4-hour range, but you know, this is kind of a setup for we don't need to worry about this level too much. So this could have been an option here to take buys. Obviously, I was not ready yet. I just came to the shot with a thunderstorm as well. So I think that was an opportunity there. But it's still more on the aggressive side overall. But yeah, that was not bad. The only issue is, you know, 1 hour's closing bearish. This could be a top wick. We could fill a little bit lower, then try some upside. I was about to take it too close to previous 15. Yeah, it was pretty close, but you could use that as a break even. You know, it's not close enough to be like, shit, I'm not gonna take that, because what is that? It's like 11 pips. That's enough to make a decision. You know, it's not like I don't know, 5 pips or something, right? So, which is obviously much better if it's not 5 pips. So we'll see how to form and how to get in now that this is already pushed. If some of the guys took it from here, then they can just be sitting pretty here waiting for 1 minute retest or something. Maybe I could get in on something like that. I just don't know about this 1 hour, you know. It's like we've not retested anything here. 41 is not, we've retested 40, we're holding 40s, which is nice. That is a key level, so it is something of interest. Obviously if we break out the range, that's a different question. We do have nice range breaking out. I don't really want to be part of outside of the range. I want to try get in the range here. Now the only problem I have here is we actually have a change of structure. On 15-minute we have lower high, lower low, so this could actually be a little bit of a sneaky trap and end up moving lower first to retest maybe here around 36s, and then we get an upside move. Based on higher time frame 4 hour candle closes and everything, it does look pretty. 4 hours closing pretty strong here, but in saying that, we have not broken the high yet. So if we respect this high, London can give a bearish close. Definitely possible for London to give a bearish close, and then we try push up maybe a little bit later. Now if we do break the high, obviously that's a different thing. I mean, it is more bullish posture than bearish posture for sure, but what is the joker card here today is what we're dealing with basically this kind of consolidation we formed. You know, we're not retesting, we're not on top of the range here, we are perfectly in the middle here. So something we want to be cautious about, as you know, this could lead into a lower low here. If you imagine this as a buy scenario here, you'd be, and you're looking for buys today, you'd be like, okay, nice, we broke structure, we closed above here, can we form support and try to trade back up? That would be, you know, you could kind of see how we grab liquidity, came and retest that liquidity grab, pushed up, broke structure. Now is this the pullback to continue up higher? So that's the only issue here. 250-minute candle close might be nice as well, give us some more confirmation. If we have double 15-minute candle closing bullish, maybe some 5-minute structure, something like that. But this is a problem that we broke below the range instead of liquidity grab below the range, because it does make things a little bit more different. Luckily 30-minute did not, so on 30-minute it's still respecting, but with how London is, sometimes we just want to do that deeper retest and we'll actually get better buys, right? We'll get better buys on the deeper retest. So if we're looking here at DAX on the other hand, daily time frame closed bullish here, still stuck in that kind of daily range area. 4 hour time frame very choppy. We're just seeing, like, you know, what I call choppy price action. 4 hour resistances here, all of that stuff. Should clone this. Actually, we don't even need, we can bring this down here. And yeah, technically bullish bias today, technically. But we do have a lower high, lower low type formation here. If we can get above here, there could be some quick sneaky buys. Obviously, I would have liked to buy from down here, would be better, but we do have a little bit of range here. 1 hour has range to my yellow line. 30-minute has range as well. Yeah, so we do have a little bit of range here to try trade up in towards. So we could try that. We could try that if we start to get above for some sort of continuation. Again, I rather trade of a pullback. I just realized your candle color is upside down. My candle color is not upside down, bro. You are going nuts. I did put it for 1 second, but it's not permanently upside down. That just proves to me you're not listening, because I was explaining something in a different manner. So you just exposed yourself, right? Exposed yourself. So apart from that, that is basically what I mean. I'm also trying to think in my head right now, do I want to look for some form of Do I want to look for some form of basically, what do you call it? Sells today. That's what I'm trying to think to myself, but I don't. That daily is not too convincing for buys. 4 hours, yeah, cool, back inside the range, but maybe if we retest 4 hour and fail, I can look for sells. You know, that could be something I could be interested in. And then that's it. Just testing a few things here. Let me hear this. Okay, that works. So yeah, that's the analysis for today. I'm typing, not sure why you can't see it. Yeah, I can't see it, man. I can't see it. That's why I read what you just said. Let's see what happened here this morning on Euro NZD. Yeah, setup 1 came through here. Wick fill and then continued. Yeah, great volume actually on Euro NZD. It's probably a bit of an NZD push, you know. So yeah, that's the analysis for today. Appreciate everyone showing up. Leave a like on the stream here. Would appreciate it if you left a like on the stream. You know the drill. Can you move MetaTrader 5 chart like Tradingview? Find it so frustrating? No, you can't. It is frustrating. It is frustrating. Down low, drawdown on the 5K 6.7. Should I now increase risk to try get out of it? No, you need to get better at the skill. So use that as a learning and then don't really care about the challenge. Learn from it. Just make mistakes, get good, and then don't even worry about passing it. Probably you won't pass this one, or you might, who knows. But you just focus on the skill right now. And then if you blow it, that's it. Now you start fresh, and then the next one you probably will pass. But you have to focus on this time and use it not as an issue. We spoke about it in this week's webinar. So did you watch this week's webinar? We had a good chat in this week's webinar. So if you didn't watch that, I recommend right away you start. Watch that today, like without any question. That's your task of today. That should be routine. You know, you ask probably why in drawdown you're not watching, and do you watch all the webinars? Here's my question to you. Do you watch that? Yes or no? Be honest. It's time to expose you for your own good. So just write yes or no. Simple answer. I've watched every one of them, but the last one I got late to it. Good. Well, that last one was an important one for you, so make sure to check that one out. All right, let's have a look at gold. What gold is doing here. 3 minutes for this candle to close. Where's all my drawings gone? I'm sure I had more drawings than this, but if we can close above here, is a possibility for upside. 5 minutes is trying to create structure. DAX is also trying to get above, but struggling a little bit. But we have some nice 5 minute bearish candle close. So closing above here would be quite nice. Just need to watch this 231 level. 231 level could give some headache, of course. Jesus, easy on mate. Are we a bit grumpy today, are we? I don't think I'm grumpy at all. I'm very assertive, man. I take pride in seeing success, and maybe people don't care about their clients, or maybe people who want to learn from them, but I'm going to put people in their place if they're not coming up to par, because I know the potential people have, and if they don't want me to extract that potential for them, then they can go somewhere else and have someone baby them and tell them that they're doing correct, and when they lose, always have a reason for why they lose. Like, I'm not going to be that guy. I'm going to tell you, no, the loss you took was great. Everything was fine with the trade, but you just lost. Probability sucks sometimes. And that's how you get a good trader. Right? My group is not massive. I have to generate results from people actually generating results. Every result that's been formed in my group, I said not massive. So it's from hard work, you know, it's from effort. It's not just from numbers. A lot of people have numbers. Massive is another trend we have now instead of 6-7. Right, look at what gold did here, right? So, but maybe here on DAX, if it calms down a little bit, there might be a close above here in 56 seconds. Running 5-minute stop here would run us 18 points for 18 points to up top of the range. So let's see how it closes here. 46 seconds, if it starts to blast, it's going to be very difficult. Sometimes that happens, right? So I need to see a bottom wick. Can run stops below the 5-minute. Why the other 5-minute? Because that's not a 1-minute structure there. I want to be below. I don't want it to retest my 1-minute structure and fail. Let's see this candle here. Still, the candle is like neutral on my broker. I need to see it come down, make a bottom wick before I can consider an entry. My broker's not updating. Whoa, it just spiked up. Last minute. What the fuck? Did anyone get a bottom wick? Mine just like was a neutral candle and then opened. Like a line. I did. Did you get time to enter? Mine was a neutral candle and then pop, popped. That's my trade though. Damn, that's so annoying. So if you managed to catch it, well done. Gap down for you. Gap down is okay. Gap down is fine. Man, what was that? Like, I just saw the spread line be wide. And look, it's going straight to TP. Bad jumping spread on IC? Yeah, it was a bit like that. Anyways, I would have been break even here, so let's see if it would have tapped me break even. 70% to TP. We will see if that would have tapped me break even. Spreads are all over the place on mine. Yeah, mine's a little bit moving. Annoying when it happens? Yeah, a little bit annoying. Little bit annoying when it happens. What are we trading? Zuldan is asking. This is DAX. Yeah, this is called DAX. We're trading DAX, gold. This is the gold chart here. $15-minute resistance was B. Yeah, but I think it should hit TP this, right? Yeah. Didn't come, you know? Does the 15-minute prior count as a 15-minute setup too? It does, but it's just not in my like just pulled up to the charts. I need $70 to pass my top step I have today and tomorrow. What should I do, please? What do you mean you have today and tomorrow? Because of the monthly fee? It's just, you know, if you can't afford the monthly fee and you're not good at trading, then there's an issue, right? You're trying to trade with your last scavengers. It's, you know, you need to budget for. Wow, I would have been tap break even here. That actually, what's more annoying, to miss it or to be tap break even? So I think you should just focus, because you could lose 700 USD. You're so close to passing, in my opinion, both ways. If you go and blow it now, you have to buy a new challenge anyways. Am I right? Right, if you blow your challenge now, you have to buy a new challenge anyways. So if I was in your shoes, I would just look for a good setup and risk, like, you know, $100 on that setup. And then when you get close to 1-to-1, you would already be made 70. This is nice on gold though, guys. I know it looks scary, but now if we close above here in 9 minutes, it's going to give us way more confirmation. This is the problem I had, but remember, I talked about the possibility that we want to retest here first. So we could see that retest come through, but bias is fully bullish. So I'm seeing any pullback as an opportunity here for me. That's an opportunity. Also, one thing I did not notice, on DAX, we were actually trading into a gap, so it makes sense why it rejected. But yeah, I wouldn't have got a 1-to-1 on that. There's too many fake outs today? I don't think there was a fake out just yet. DAX gave you enough to go to break even. It makes sense why it rejected. I was thinking a possible sell in 30 minutes. Yeah, if you want to go counter bias. You know, I don't like counter bias too much, but if it's something you want to try play, there has to be reasons. So for me, we haven't tapped like a 4-hour resistance yet to be sold on sells. Daily looks extremely bullish for now. Haven't tapped any major daily resistances. You know, see what's going on here. Entered on setup 2, SL below structure, and then you had to wait. then came up here, then you moved break even. So you didn't move break even. You wanted it to retest. I can see why you wanted to hold here. I think this is pretty late Asian if we're talking seriously. If we look at the time of this trade, this is like, 8 p.m. here. I didn't because all my best trades played out. Yeah, but at the end of the day, just because some of you have to have an idea to hold. Like, in my opinion here, it's not the worst to try hold. We did tap a target, yes. But I can see why you want. At the time here, everything looked positive. It just came and said it wants to have no volume here for London. And that's what I'm saying, that when you come close to towards that London session, you might get a little bit of BS. Because if we had volume, I don't see a reason why this is not up here. So it is valid to hold, but you have to remember like that. You can move MT5? What do you mean move MT5? See what we got going on here. I have a question. If 7 a.m. new candle came positive, we can buy early US 30, sell if the news is bad before opening NYSE, get some direction early, please explain. Not something I look at, man. So I won't be able to explain. Because how do you know the news is bad? How does Thanksgiving affect the chart? So in Thanksgiving, we'll have bank holiday, meaning that the US banks are closed. And we will not really have the best volume potentially. So I will not be trading during bank holiday, as I always lose on bank holidays. US bank holidays. So we are struggling here, and there is that idea, you're not wrong about the idea that we retrace, and that's kind of what I said in my analysis, right? Then go up for New York. As much as I hate to run counter bias right now, it is not out of character for what we've been seeing in London. We could go more aggressive, break even. I would close above here would be nice and simple. Follow bias. YouTube has more delay today than ask. Whoa. Headphones, ears, big problem. That was super loud. That was super loud. Thank you, and amazing name, Jonathan Stonks. I like the name, man. You wrote stocks in the proper way. Anyone who writes it otherwise is wrong. And you're mentioning to us, will be a solar flare this weekend, outages to come. Yeah, so solar flares obviously can cause outages. And if you are seeing that a big solar flare will come, I should ask my uncle. My uncle is actually an astronomer. Isn't that a cool job? That's what he is. So I should ask him what's going on with that. But yeah, definitely can cause headache. Warrior is saying YouTube has more delay. Then contact YouTube and complain for them, please. Complain for me about because that's why I have Zoom. Otherwise, there's no point of being Zoom. But that's the major problem. YouTube, sometimes your internet connection could be slower that day. Who knows? No problem for you. Fair enough. I hate it when gold is ranging. Hopefully it's cooking for something, but you know, I don't hate it because it just keeps me safe. Is it boring? Yeah, it is boring, but it just, you know, we don't do anything. That's why we have a plan, right? Good traders are also emotionally intelligent in their personal life. What do you think about it? I definitely agree, but that emotional intelligence was probably also developed by becoming a trader, right? Because being a trader is not just the title, it's the person you have to become. Like the same person behind the screen now who's maybe not profitable or not where they want to be, that person is not going to be the guy who's going to be profitable, I promise you. Yeah, you'll look the same, you'll feel the same, you'll have the same, I would say, character, but your actions and your day-to-day and your thinking process has to be, you have to reshape who you are. You're not going to be the same person. And people, your friends will tell you, hey, you've changed, hey, there's something different about you, you know, and they might not want to hang out even with you anymore because that's how much of a change you've had, right? But that's what it takes to become, you know. Whoa, good morning. What is that dump, man? That was an interesting spike. We have a doji candle close here. And the candle is just stuck. Just stuck, the candle. Look at this. This is such weird price action. Could we get the wick fill? See what 1 minute is saying. 30-minute wick fill potentially. But where's stops gonna go? Because it doesn't make stops to run below all the way here, but I kind of have to run it below there. You see? 16 points here for 14 points. Doesn't make sense. Here is way too aggressive. That was super hectic on gold, man. Look at gold. Gold just randomly, shoop, bye-bye, down to the bottom here. Sells below 35 could work, but again, you don't want to be the guy too much selling lows here, you know. We want to try get pullback. This could be the pullback we need for potentially buys, huh? This type of situation, there's no way to predict. No, I mean, how can you predict that it will just fly through that, right? It's very hard to predict that. I mean, you could, if there was a setup on a different time frame, like maybe you're entering on a 30-minute thunderstorm or something, then you could just have a sell stop ready. But, you know, you have to consider slippage as well, because that move is a type of slippage stop, you know? Not slippage stop, but that will slip your sell stop, in my opinion, those type of moves. Look at DAX just struggling here, right? It's just, it needs those bigger bottom wicks to do well. I do feel like we could make our way back up to here, but I'm not, you know, I'm not seeing the confidence. The chart is not showing me that confidence. Remember, this is a gap here as well. Maybe we could try something on 1 minute, because we create this 1 minute structure. If we get a 1 minute, oof, why is that so loud, man? What was that? Oh, that was another donation here. Thank you very much. Today is donate. Please donate your money to charity, not to me. Appreciate it. RON. What is RON currency? Romanian something. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Yes, there will be. What day is the solar strikes? Weekend is a good day because we're not trading. But I might be in a serious game of Counter-Strike. Destroying noobs. And if I have a solar flare problem during Counter-Strike game, I'm gonna be pretty pissed, man. I'm gonna be pretty pissed. I'll tell you that much. I need to adjust my notification sound because it's a little bit on the louder side. What do you think of Valo? Delete it. Do you need to be a good analysis on the charts to be a profitable trader? This might be contrary to popular belief, but I believe if you are good at analysis, strategy doesn't matter that much. Strategy is just a rule set of how you're going to enter. But if you're good at analysis, strategy doesn't matter that much. Five-minute candle closes here in 20 seconds. Maybe we get a wick fill here. Can put stops below here like this, 7.5. See what that is on lower time frame. Now we have 1 minute higher low. Yeah, that would be protected by that. Not the best protection though. It's still aggressive. I don't know. I just don't like it that much, man. It's not really good in my opinion. Don't you find lower time frames too chaotic? Yeah, I don't really use them. I'm just watching them. So there's like I found a kind of peace with the lower time frames, how I can use it to my advantage. But most of my trades are not based off like extremely lower time frames. I might use it just to see what's going on, maybe find a little bit of an entry, stuff like that, right? Strategy doesn't matter with good analysis. That is cooked, homie. I know you don't believe it, but honestly, strategy can teach you analysis, but honestly, with good analysis, if you know how to analyze a chart properly, you can pick an entry with a stop loss and you can still be good. Like, trust me, advanced traders will tell you, you know. Analysis matters way more. Your process in the charts, how to think about it. You need to have a strategy so you have an entry rule set. That's important. But if you weigh up what's more important, there's no point of just following. Like if there was such rule books that was super simple to be like, let me follow XYZ, then we would just code it and a bot would trade those exact rule sets. But it has to be massive rule sets, you know, for it to be profitable. And that rule sets require some form of analysis. See what happened to DAX. Whoa, pushed up here. No bottom wick. Damn. So we did end up getting the volume. That's interesting. This should have given you 1-to-1 from here now, right? 16 for what? 17? Yeah, finally. Okay, that's good. That's good information. Something's released here, some news, because look at gold dumping here. Same type of candle, just opposite direction. Gold just came down all the way down to 31s. So something, some big player is here doing something. I don't think it's a news release, maybe, because could be. We will see. We will only get that a bit delayed. But definitely something cooking here, because that's an interesting move to come at in one shot. Shark in the water, yeah. You took anything today? Yeah, man, I took 56 trades. Yes, teach more analysis. Less focus on setups. That's what I missed from education personally back in the days. How you read the market, and everyone disagrees in that webinar. Yeah, reading the market is important. I can agree with that. Yeah. I think back in that time, you know, you want to focus on giving people an easy fix, right? But you realize that can't be the way. There's no easy fix. It has to be a development of skill. Right? It has to be a development of skill. What's the line we're at on gold? The one I've marked, which one? This one right here? Oh, this I just put it on a 15-minute support. You see it? Yesterday I took some US 30 buys, a little scalp here. It was very small scalp. I tried to get a little, but yesterday here above these highs, I was looking for buys. I saw a little bit of an opportunity, a certain way I like to trade, and something I've been experimenting with. But essentially, as this 5-minute created structure here, sometimes this candle is gonna push through, so I can use lower time frames to maximize that candle pushing through. So I tried a little bit of a scalp here, got out. I could actually show you. It's very small scalp, but I can show you on my Top Step account, so you can see if I'm logged in. Let's have a look. Yep, I am logged in. Here you can see. So I took buys on this candle here, and then I added a position as well, and then closed up here. So that was the trade. So like 3 positions together. This will show in my history 3 trades, but added a position to try maximize the volume here, and then closed. You can see, boom, 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 took the 3 out. So it was like, came up here, 5-minute candle close, added onto my 5-minute candle close, boom, 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 took it all out there. So that was the trade I took yesterday. Forgot to write up about it though. I was a little bit lazy. What account size using Top Step? 50K. I was trying to really maximize it to make it a big position. That's why I was adding on. but I just you know, kept it small. It ended up being, but I don't mind the idea. What was that? You use volume profile? No, that's just how the platform looks, but I have the DOM open. It's called DOM. It's not a major part of my strategy, but I just have it open, look at it a little bit, yeah. So when a 5-minute resistance is close to resistance before LTA, you can take a 1-minute setup. Depends, yeah. It's not a regular thing. This is, you know, US 30, man. US 30 is trading is a little bit. You do different things as well. The ones we discuss on webinars and stuff. Obviously, we're gonna have more webinars about it and stuff. But US 30 is more about. So there's something you can do on indices that you can't really do. You can do it in Forex, but it doesn't happen as much, which is just momentum plays. There was volume profile? There isn't. Which one are you talking about? I can bring it back up. Which one? This here. This is not volume profile. This is DOM. What's your thoughts on ICT? I'll let you make your own thought. So ICT was getting called out recently, and he decided to live stream because of him getting called out. On his live stream, so he claims to be the creator of the algorithm and win, and you know, creator of the algorithm and have a 93% win rate. And he lost 5 trades in a row on his live stream. And I'm gonna start doing this because everyone has to learn from ICT. So I'm taking this from him. He blamed his viewers for copying his trades, so the market stopped him out. So that's what I'm doing now. Anytime we lose, it's all you guys' fault because you copied my trades and you created my stop loss as liquidity with your demo funded account, with your $100 account, $1,000 account, all your fault. So he lost 5 in the row. And now he's announced that he's done for the year and he's not coming back until next year. Bro, 90, look, most people trade funded accounts and the guys on funded accounts don't even have, it's not even real money, funded accounts, right? It's simulated profits. So that doesn't even reach market. And like Ricardo's saying, 99% of brokers are on B-booked anyways. So, no. Your viewers are not making the market stop hunt you. But isn't he the creator of the algorithm? So shouldn't he be controlling who gets stopped out? That's what I would have thought. Please do a spin. All right, we'll do the spin. We'll do the spin. Number and color, number and color. Let's go. Number and color. Let's see for today. I need to really concentrate on today's one. Not been doing, you know. Number and color. Let's see what we got going on. Pick a number and color. black 10 does not count. You are disqualified. I'm going red 2, red 2, red 2 for me. No, it's not gonna hit, man. My first thought was actually blue 5, actually. I had it in my mind, blue 5, no cap. No cap, I had blue 5 in my mind. Let's see who did blue 5. The person who asked for the spin got blue 5, man. It's your day today, bro. It's your day today. You ask for the spin and you get it correct. It's the fault of the viewers? Exactly. Exactly. They were manipulated this. 34 pips out. What did you take? Let's have a look. Tried the counter trend move here. Interesting. You just want to be careful with the support here, huh? But I guess you can trade to that support. You are my ideal, to be honest. I tried ICT for 6 months before I did price action, but it didn't work. I was following, I don't know who he is, but his strategies didn't hit me. Then I found ICT. Reynard Tao, I think I know. Is he the OG guy that we all watch when we first start? Give signals, sell gold now. Yeah, do you remember him? Like that I swear that's the first guy I watched my first video. Has to be him, right? There's your signal, man. Harry, people say they make 1 to 2% a month if they risk 1% per trade. Their win rate is just above 50%, and it's not like something 75%. Yeah, it definitely you can make 1 to 2% with just risking 1% with a 50% win rate. You know, 1% per month means you win one trade. It's not, that's very low, you know. I would say you need a higher, unless you're trading on different risk to reward, but you need a higher win rate if you're trying to make upwards of 4% a month. That's where I really notice you need to have something going on. So yesterday we had a similar push up and then London reverse. So I'm potentially looking for potential reversals today for London Open. If we look at yesterday, pushed up here, reversed. We even had NY push up, reverse, London push up, potential reversal here. So I'm looking maybe for potential reversal. Daily, we're still inside this daily range. 4 hours, maybe not too convincing just yet. Could end up pushing up more, but then we'll create higher low structure and I can trade that towards the upside if it shows me that. Otherwise, on the open, I'm looking for sells. What do you think about this loss? Let's have a look at this loss. Took it here. Yeah, this is something you always take, man. Something you always take. Went about 50% to TP. Maybe look into this being the second move. That's the only feedback I can be. So start collecting data about this is leg number 1. You took the second leg. So imagine you entered, let's say, yeah, I know you have this support here, which I don't think it closed below. Maybe it did, but I don't think it did. So look at this from here to here. If you had stop loss here, I think it gives you 1-to-1 here. So this would actually successfully hit TP, but you took the structure below. So take a look at that, but otherwise something you will usually take. Not really too much wrong here. Previous 15 was down here. 5 look nice. Sometimes, you know, NQ can be like that. That's the only thing I would say here. Is just look to see if the second push maybe is, you know, because definitely if you took this first candle closing below here, would be at least a break-even trade minimum. We could actually have a look. Maybe more aggressive B has to be on second push. Yeah, something like that, right? Because I do notice second pushes can always be a problem. So if we look at this first push, we draw this line here. That's our support. Yeah, that's... Yeah, to me, it's just... look, 1040, man. Yeah. A little bit early. That's 10:45, literally when we start stream. So I understand how you missed that, but sometimes when it's like on the limit of the time you show up to the charts, you can see that, right? Like this would have hit TP. So sometimes that could be the problem, is that we just show up to the charts a little bit too late, right? That gave like a 1 to 2 that trade was. So when you're entering down here, it's maybe lost a little bit of juice. Still a setup though, still a setup. Yeah, almost 70% to TP here, right? 6-7. Fuck, man. Not 6-7. Not gonna say that. All the young kids now are gonna go nuts. 6-7, 6. Yeah, there we go. Now we know who's the young kids. Oh, there's all the young kids. Definitely Bentley. Is that an effect infected your school, Bentley? Yes, right? Man, I see all the young kids just, they go crazy about that. What is that? It's something stupid. It's just like, it took me weeks to understand what it was. But basically the kids, yeah, Marshy should have it as well. But it's like, there was a song that someone sung and he just said 6-7 in the song. But then they made it a trend. You know, they just kept saying it. It has no meaning. It's just something they like to say. Yeah, it's like that 21. Exactly, exactly. Do you remember the 20? Yeah, holy shit, man. I remember the 21. That is crazy. "21 had meaning? Yeah, at least that was from a meme, right? What's 9 plus 10? 21? That was it, right? I think so. Yeah, it had meaning, that one. Hello, boss. Where can we sell gold? Well, selling gold maybe not ready yet. Possibly below, you could sell gold below 34s. But right now, we're just going a little bit sideways. Which strategy is this? This is price action strategy. You all might want to consider gold 35 buys. Yeah, I've been saying this could be the retest. I'm just looking for how I can enter, and all I see is above here 37 for me. 37 I see, not the 35 level, but yeah, I know you enter a little bit different. You think continuation from fake out counter bias on DAX? I think so. And I'm kind of looking for gold buys here. 50-minute can flip bullish. Only thing that worries me is we might have some troubles here. But we have some room to there. 3 minutes for this candle close. Just gonna go toilet, come back. Give me a sec. Right, so we have the open coming soon here. 1 hour will obviously close bearish here. There's a very slim chance we come all the way up here. We have 30-minute will close bearish. If it closes above here, it's a different story. We close below here. I'm wondering if the sells is going to make sense here. Bit of a counter bias one. Big clean LTA here. 1 minute 30 seconds. Let's see. DAX is moving down here now. Looks like rejection candle here. Want to see change of structure. We could just buy back up. Now it's not working. Did you take it? You're getting stopped out, or what's happening with you? Because you said you wanted to buy the 35. Stops at 32. Unlucky. More wins ahead. Yesterday's gold pump, very low volume, and it's a trap for buyers. I think DAX could give us something here. It's doing something interesting with this pullback. We'll see what the open does here. That's going to really dictate. Let's see the open. Have you seen the new consistency rule on Top Step? I have. I can explain it to everyone after the stream, so you guys know how it works. It's not bad. The big benefit is now there's no activation fee. So you don't have to pay an activation fee, which makes things easier. So they're just really emphasizing not allowing people to get payouts. And they're just trying to entice people to gamble to pass. And more people are going to fail trying to gamble. Because on their passing, they have that consistency rule to pass, right? So like one of my Top Step accounts to pass, if you make more than the wanted amount, then you know you can get it. Your profit target increased. That's the problem. Let's see what gold did here. So it's making a top wick at the moment here. 30-minute close below, 1 hour close below, 1 minute is looking like this. Only thing I'm considering now in the back of my head is going to be a potential wick fill here to continue. But bias, man, bias is my biggest issue. I don't like counter bias. I really don't like counter bias. Can always do some measuring here if it gives me the chance. See if it makes sense or what. One hour below, yeah, we haven't tapped it yet. It is close, but that's why the wick fill would be something I'm looking for, not break of low. Give us 29 pips to there. But I'm trying to think where stop loss placement will be worth it, you know? Even up here, it's like 50 pips. And my bias, man, I'm just very set on bias, you know, it's just something that I just don't like to break. There's counter bias trade today, second break of structure, but it is a continuation trade. It is selling the lows of the day, and I'm against bias. And a nice bias at that, right? Look at this previous 4 hour. It's a very good 4 hour close. Daily was very good. This could just be one big setup for buys because now we've just got below Asian low. We're retest Asian structure. Asian structure is prime buys. Yeah, honestly, I like the buys. I know it sounds crazy. No, it doesn't sound crazy, but I could miss the sells. But for me, I don't see a full valid reason to break bias yet. But now the sells could be interesting here for DAX. Big top wick we've had. So we're in a position now where we could buy above the highs potentially and sell below the lows. Especially if this candle closes bullish, then it's going to give us an option to sell below here. If this candle closes bearish, makes it a little bit more difficult. If it closes bullish above, it's already triggering a form of a buy signal. Trying to close above. We'll just be ready in case. Oh, close below last few seconds. So if we close above here, I'll be interested in buys. And if we close below here, I'll actually be interested in sells. That's how it's going to work for me right now. Because yesterday we had something similar. We pushed up pre-session, and then we had this consolidation phase. And then we reversed. We reversed here. And there was a nice reversal. Reversed this whole move yesterday. Actually, no, it was up here. My bad. But we got this 5-minute change of structure. And this is the exact same scenario we have right now. Let me show you. So we have this candle here. This is exactly what I need. So we've pushed up heavily. We had this morning. We have a resistance candle. Price created a support, didn't close above. Next candle closes below. That should be your short signal to push through here. And you can see how the short played out nicely. I was not actually looking at that yesterday because we were bullish bias. But today, based on that information, if I get something similar of this 5-minute candle closing below here, I can rely on it to push through here. And it'll be a very similar play for me. Very similar play. Right, and we'll look to take this on DAX. Sells would be counter bias, yeah, but I'm not. See, the difference with this is, look at the difference we have here. Look at how daily's rejecting daily resistance multiple times. 4-hour time frame, we had a break of structure here, then a pullback. So there's some stuff that helps us. Doesn't mean that it's full bearish bias, no, but I do see some arguments. If not, we close above here and I take the buys as well, because I'll just follow bias. But that's why I'm saying it's giving me two options. Is this gold? No, this is DAX, DE30, GER40, whatever your broker likes to call it. Gold back up to 35. Interesting. Is it just going to slowly chug its way down, or are we going to start to create reversals? What we need to see for reversals is structure changes. Appreciate everyone showing up to the stream. Leave a like if you haven't. I would appreciate that. You know the drill. Hate to say it, part of the game. Call it the social media business. or the YouTube business. In other words, so much news this week. Yeah, tomorrow we have quite a bit of news, but if you look at the news, it's not major news, it's just minor stuff, so that's pretty normal. Which broker do you use for DAX on Tradingview? Forex.com. All right, 1 minute for this candle to close. Let's see if it will be able to close below or what. Or 1 minute, 20 seconds. Hopefully it doesn't blast through. That can happen sometimes. Yesterday it did not happen. It gave us the confirmation, which I always much rather trade off, especially with 1 minute. As long as it doesn't tap this, I have space. Oh, painful. Last 30 seconds, man. There might be a way in to get in on 1 minute retest. That would be my only other chance. We could actually wick fill it if it makes a good top wick. That's one more thing, and I just have to rely on pushing through. Trust trust my higher time frame confirmation. But if it closes deep like this, it's gonna make it interesting. So let's see how it opens here. Deep top wick is gonna be, you know, deep top wick is gonna help us. Otherwise, I don't really have a good stop here. If I did push it here, what are we looking like? 39 points. If I put it here, 33. Max target 32. You've been forcing real aggressive lately? Nope, I'm not aggressive at all. You've not really been listening. You've not been listening, unfortunately. If you rewind the stream, I actually gave an in-depth analysis of how we can see a similar pattern from yesterday to today. So there's nothing to do with forcing. This is actually something very well noted analysis of how we're seeing pre-session pull up and post-session pull down. And you can see that playing out. Yesterday did give an entry here. Today I was looking for actually maybe too much confirmation. Maybe I should trust my idea more. So it's not actually forcing. It's maybe I should just take less. So if you're not interested in that type of analysis, then you can maybe watch someone else. So we'll see if we get the 1 minute retest. Maybe give me an entry there. Gonna look for somewhere up here. That's my zone I want to come back into. Come back into that zone, I'll be interested. DAX sells easy? Yeah, that was the sells. I wanted just a 5 close below. I could have also just taken it based on 15 here. That was also an option, but with bigger stops here, 35 points. And it'd be exactly a 1-to-1 reaching the 15 support. So it is valid that. The 1 minute on DAX looks like it's getting ready to pump. Yeah, I had that confirmation from yesterday. Gold S5, this wouldn't be an S5 because we have this resistance here. This would just be, I don't know what this would be. How we could define this. We could try trade the setup 2 on 15 and see if it pushes through this 10 points. And see if we get the bullish push from here. That would be the way I see it. If it can give you a close, we could go test this and see if we can push through. If it can't push through, then it's game over. If 5-minute can close back inside the range, I might be interested to go back and tap this. If it fails there, we would just see a lower high. But I'm really trusting bias in this type of entry here, counting on this 15-minute support. If it rejects this again, I think it'll be game over. And if we don't close above the 5 right now, it's going to make my decision invalid, unfortunately. Which is maybe fortunate because it's not triggering the trade, but... How's DAX doing? Yeah. Maybe I should have kept it simpler and just traded based on the 15 here. Just make it super simple. I think that's something I could have considered. Just put stops here for 35 points. Go 15 break of low. Same shit as yesterday. No need the 5 close. But yesterday did give a perfect 5 close. So, and that was kind of your confirmation once you got that perfect 5 close, you see. Beautiful retest, then the 5 close, you know. But exact analysis I gave, everything from pinpoint. Most people are going to be confused in this market. That was very, very good the way that we broke it down there. And that is it, right? Some of the guys took it in the group here without the close as they're happy, which I do agree with. I do agree. I just wanted the close. I do agree with it. It's a personal choice at the end of the day. You're all adults to make decisions. Yeah, thanks, Gold. That's annoying when it does that. Wonder if I had a bottom wick on broker. I'm gonna have a look. No, no bottom wick on broker as well. Look at the reaction from that 15 support. Crazy reaction from 15 support. Retrace the whole move in 2 1-minute candles here. 2 1-minute candles retrace the whole move. And that's the power of having targets, guys. Because sometimes you're going to be like, if this dumped all the way down here, you're going to be like, man, I wish I held. It made sense. And days like this, where it rejects your target perfectly, you really realize why having a target. So everything outside of your targets on the chart is just randomness, right? It's just randomness. Is Friday a holiday for Thanksgiving? Yeah, it should be. Is it the Friday? No, it's the Thursday actually, not the Friday. It's the Thursday. So Friday is open again. But people take 2 days off. They take 2 days off. But banks are officially closed on Thursday. I was in that move from 32. How can I build patience? We talk about these in the webinars, how to build patience about holding trades. And it's not patience you need to build. It's more of a targetability. So once you set a target, you just aim for that and have management between. So you make a process, not a let me try. It's a process. So Friday stream on? Yeah, we will stream for Friday. I'm tempted to take this 5-minute setup 5 wick fill, but we have no bottom wick where I want to put my stops. Where I want to put my stops is no bottom wick. It's making it tricky. Good 1-minute structure here. If it retests here and respects it, we should be able to continue up. Should I give it a shot? A retest to here and then rebreak of the high would be the only way I see that I could somewhat ignore the no bottom wick and then be aggressive. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah. I'm gonna give it a shot if it breaks this high here for a buy. Because if it flips and breaks, I expect a push. If it breaks and then starts to hesitate again and come back, I'm gonna close the trade because I'm scared of it making a wick. If it makes a wick now and flips, that's even better. And that's the way I'm gonna manage it. If the 5-minute closes back in the range, it's a different trade. 40 key level. Yeah, on this broker hasn't tapped. Let me check on broker. You could be right. On my broker, I tapped the 39, so not the full 40 just yet. So I would try to go tap the 40, but again, I won't be triggered till this reflips. So there has to be bullish pressure that comes back in. Plus, I'm aggressive until a bottom wick. So really, it should be a flip, maybe a small hesitation, then a drive. The drive should break through that level, break through this previous level. If it doesn't, comes back to entry, I get out. Even if it plays out later, I have to trade based on the harsh probabilities here. I'm afraid it can be a retest of 40-40, then bounce back. Yeah, then we'll just get break even by then. 40-40 for here will be like somewhere up here. So it will be boring, yes, for sure. But I'm not buying directly at it. If I was, then I can definitely agree. Let's have a look here. 45 seconds. Can we close a thunderstorm is the question here. Thunderstorm, I still think it's valid. Without thunderstorm, it's going to be tough. I just delete my buy stop. Wait for something different. 15-minute close will be in 5 minutes as well. So maybe something like that. We'll see. 25 seconds. It's trying. It's trying. It's trying. Ooh. Do I count that as a thunderstorm? This is a tough one. As much as I like how it looks, it technically closed back in the range, which means we need extra confirmation, which is doing now by making this deep top wick. I mean deep bottom wick here. Yeah, I still feel I can get away with it here, especially after this deep bottom wick. If not for this deep bottom wick, I delete my order. What's a margin call notification? Completely normal. Means you're actually trading profitably. If you don't have that notification, it doesn't mean that you're going to make money. So it's completely normal. Do not be alarmed. All right, tagged in there. Actually gonna adjust stops to around here. No, got bamboozled. Got bamboozled with this 1 minute. No. Done dirty. Oh, just 1 minute for the 15 to close. I thought I could be a little bit sneaky. Painful. Now we have to see how this closes in 1 minute, then I can manage. But it's not looking good. We need to form support in 1 minute, but we're getting bamboozled, man, by this 1 minute candle. That's a sneaky 1 minute candle, but it's not over yet. We have the next 1 minute, but let's see. We have to stay calm for 1 minute and see. Needed to see it close above here would be good. Important for it to close above. If it doesn't, it's not the best scenario, because 15 will close below now. You see that? 15 closing below. Yeah, so 5 close, no top wick though yet. Whoa, not the time for my MT to disconnect. I'm still connected on phone though. I want to see a top wick, man. I want to see a top wick. I want to see a top wick. All right, out of this. Yeah, I got bamboozled, man. I think mistake here was wait for the 5, 2 minutes. You know, I waited for the 5 on DAX. I waited for the 5 on DAX and missed my move. And I thought on gold, if I was just trying to be a little bit more ahead of the curve, I could get away with it. But it didn't seem to be the case. The second mistake I see here as a potential problem is to have that 1 minute resistance there. Although we didn't tap it. Let me double check on broker though. If we did tap that 1 minute resistance. Let's have a look here. If I draw a line, yeah, so we did tap it on 1 minute on broker here. So that makes sense. I can understand that now. Okay, now I see it. Yeah. So we open there, big candle comes, no top wick. This one tapped broker, and this is just, you know, how it's forming at the moment. Actually completely normal. Still trust my idea. If we get back above here, I'm going again for another buy. It's going to be totally fine. I will trust mine to continue my bias today. If we do get below here, there is the option for counter trend sells. Something I prefer not to do, counter trend sells, if I'm being honest, in this type of scenario. I think overall, you know, just better to be trading off a pullback, in my opinion here. A little bit better, but I think a little bit lack of patience maybe towards end of session to wait for that 5 minute candle close above and make it a heavy confirmation trade. The only thing I fear, which happens a lot, and what I was trying to avoid, is that if we were to wait, we would get a candle that looks like that. Now I can't enter because that is like my break-even spot. So I wanted to be maybe one step ahead, and that's the risk I'm willing to take, to be one step ahead here to have that. I mean, it's been a great month. I can't really complain, but this doesn't, you know, help, of course. But this is exactly what my plan was going into this trade. Now, if you're new here to the stream, you'll be like, what the fuck, you know, that doesn't make any sense. Completely normal. This is something that I take regularly looking, but I was a little bit more aggressive on waiting instead of even break of this high going break of that high. So if you want to play it safer and you're trying to learn from these type of stuff, the best thing to do is to always look for, hey, let me wait for a close instead of going without the close there, right? Because we didn't have the 15 close yet. We had this previous one, doesn't really count too much. So we were relying on this close to come through here to give us that, you know, basically the 30-minute continuation there, which can still happen. Might want to break low and then continue above there, right? So that was the plan. That was the plan behind it. So I hope it makes sense. It will go up as we form 30-minute support. No, unfortunately that 5 was the bamboozle there. I thought we could hold support at this 1 minute, maybe retest here, and then start to continue up. That was my thinking. But no. That was just a retest to continue down. So I see the possible mistakes there. I guess I was just bias was just completely wrong today, so I'm gonna be wrong. I mean, I had bullish bias today. We didn't tap a 4-hour target, so I was looking for upside, but London is gonna go counter bias today. So on a day like that, if I'm trying to play out an idea for a buy, I'm gonna be completely wrong, and you have to accept that as a trader. Bias is very strong, but it's not always 100%. So that's what I get for trying to follow bias. Obviously, it's clear we're in a downtrend here. That is no doubt about that. Everything is pointed down. But I was relying on this break of structure we had here on 5 being the first break of structure since our downside move. Respect some of this zone here. And then continue up. At least back to these highs here. That was kind of the plan. Which can still happen after this big move down now. Unless we just want to dump from here on gold. Definitely possible. Yeah. Gonna go in this DAX S4. Let's see. Once it closes or before that? A few months back, you were very strict on your entries, but these days I see you trade on 5-minute and 1-minute, disregarding 15-minute confirmations. Actually, it's untrue. Let me show you. You just hear me talk about the 5 a lot. This trade here, when I was looking for sells, what candle is this here? Let me ask you a question if you're listening. What time frame is this? Write it in chat. This is a 15-minute time frame. 15-minute confirmation. Today for the buys, did I have a bearish 15-minute close before my buy? My buy was up here. Was this candle bearish? Nope. 15-minute candle close we had. So I have the 15-minute confirmations. It's just the range I'm trading with. And that's it. You can go and check all the trades. The only reason you see 1 minute and stuff is because I'm trading in these trades in New York session. New York session is different. But take this trade, for example. How is this 15-minute close above? Right? How is that no 15-minute confirmation? This is a 15 close above. Same trade I take all the time. So don't only remember the last thing I did. Focus on what's the bigger picture. Anyways, I'm hopping off. It's getting late now, 12:40. Appreciate you all. Have a good rest of your day. Unfortunate with that one. That's how trading works. My 1.5 hour on stream, well, 2 hours today. I was just wrong about bias. I had bullish bias today, and I'm going to follow that plan. Bias has saved my ass a lot of the time, and today it hasn't saved my ass. It happens. It happens. I do think I can buy up during New York, and I do think the buys will eventually play out. I do believe in that. But I know those who are watching don't, because they all left, and that's about it. So appreciate you all. Take care. Much love, and hopefully catch you guys very, very soon. Peace.